This is Plant-Based Briefing, quotes that will change the way you think about health and nutrition, by Ian Cramer at forksoverknives.com. And I'm Marian Erickson. This is the Plant-Based Podcast, where I read a variety of articles on plant-based and vegan living with permission in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. And Forks Over Knives is one of the amazing organizations I'm really happy to have permission to read from. And one thing to note, some of these quotes are older, and when people refer to a vegetarian diet, that's because that was more commonly the way things were referred to, even though these diets eliminated meat as well as dairy and eggs. So now let's get right into it and get to today's plant-based briefing. Quotes that will change the way you think about health and nutrition, by Ian Cramer at forksoverknives.com. There are so many rock star leaders within the whole food plant-based movement and so much content out there that it can be a bit overwhelming. To provide a big picture view and summarize important concepts that will help you achieve your health goals, here are some of my favorite health promoting and mentality shifting quotes from nutrition and health experts. Quote, "If the truth be known, coronary artery disease is a toothless paper tiger that need never exist, and if it does exist, it need never ever progress." By Caldwell Esselstyn, MD. It's true, the number one killer in the Western world is preventable and even reversible. Heart disease claims more than 600,000 lives per year and is responsible for 1 out of every 4 deaths. The only diet that has been clinically proven to reverse this scourge is a plant-based diet. You can find out more through the works of Caldwell Esselstyn, MD, linked here, as well as Dean Ornish, MD, linked here. Quote, "I don't understand why asking people to eat a well-balanced vegetarian diet is considered drastic, while it is medically conservative to cut people open or put them on powerful cholesterol-lowering drugs the rest of their lives." Dean Ornish, MD. As one of the titans of lifestyle medicine and plant-based nutrition, Dr. Ornish showed that in patients with heart disease, diet and lifestyle factors alone were responsible for atherosclerotic plaque regression. Our other conventional options are surgery and/or prescription drugs, and the kicker? Conventional treatments don't address the root cause. They simply mitigate signs and symptoms. Pulling a quote from another titan, Dr. Michael Greger, "Treating the cause is not only safer and cheaper, but it can work better." Quote, "It's a really bad day when you find out that everything you were doing wasn't making people healthy. It was actually just perpetuating them being sick." Carrie Graff, MD. Doctors are very smart, but they're also human, and like the rest of us, they can and do make mistakes. Admitting fault is a tough pill to swallow, especially when you've been tasked with helping people improve their health. But it must be done to progress personally and as a society. Following the science and adapting current practice to the best available evidence is an evolution more medical professionals need to follow. Quote, "I was under that misconception that carbohydrates are evil, and I lumped all carbs together, which is one of the huge problems with the low-carbohydrate movement." Anthony Lim, MD. Anthony Lim, like many others, once painted all carbs as evil and detrimental to health. Why? It was the dogma of the paleo movement he was following. But it wasn't particularly evidence-based. Some foods with carbs, such as unrefined whole plants, should be encouraged, while others, such as foods with refined sugars and flours, should not. We need to be more nuanced with our advice and follow the evidence. The longest living populations in the world eat predominantly plant-based diets. See links here. Quote, "Your longevity depends on the nutrient density of your food, not the ketone density of your urine." Kushik Reddy, MD. Keto diets are hot, but so was the Atkins diet 20 years ago. Over the years, diets die and are reborn, repackaged, slapped with new names, and marketed as new physiology-busting breakthroughs. Zoom out and look at the big picture when your goal is health. Focus on colorful plant foods, focus on fiber and nutrient density, not ketone density. When we focus on obtaining nutrient-dense foods in our diet and eliminating foods with component parts that are known to be detrimental to our health, we are setting the stage for a longer and more vibrant life. Quote, "In the world of medicine, if I put you on a pill, I could see you back every 3 months for the rest of your life. That's how we make money in medicine. If I put you on a plant-based diet and you get better, I may never see you again." James Benny, MD. The education doctors receive regarding the prevention and reversal of chronic illnesses is woefully inadequate. On average, most doctors receive only 19.6 hours of nutrition training across 4 years of medical school, according to a report published in Academic Medicine linked here. So when they prescribe pills or procedures, they're doing what they were taught. What Dr. Benny and many others have realized is that they can reverse these illnesses and get patients off of pills and see them a lot less often if they teach them the skills necessary to change their diet and lifestyle for good and address the root cause of these diseases. Quote, "None of us asked for fried chicken, pork chops, or ice cream in the delivery room. We were all born without preferences. Everything we think we like, we were taught to like." Milton Mills, MD. Our preference for junk food is a learned behavior, and learned behaviors can be unlearned. No one denies that there are many forces pulling us in the wrong direction, but we must take responsibility for our own health and for our food preferences and affirm that there is another way to eat and live. We have complete power over the foods we eat and don't eat, and the sooner we realize that and mobilize resources to make this change possible, the healthier we're all going to be. Quote, "When you're looking through a microscope, either literally or metaphorically, you can't see the big picture. All you can see is a tiny bit of the far larger truth, completely out of context." T. Colin Campbell, Ph.D. Reductionism, the dominant paradigm in nutritional science, examines minute processes, elements, and functions in isolation. Without the context of the whole, we lose sight of the greater implications of the science and how it fits with existing knowledge. The lifestyle medicine movement has effectively zoomed out to look at the big picture, putting all of the evidence together to provide everyone with the unbiased information they need to prevent and reverse chronic illnesses, rather than mitigating symptoms. You just listened to Quotes That Will Change the Way You Think About Health and Nutrition by Ian Cramer at forksoverknives.com, and I'm Marian Erickson, your host. I have many episodes on all of these topics, so you can search wherever you listen. If you don't have a great search function, go to plantbasedbriefing.com, click on episodes, and then at the top there's a great search function there. So you can search reductionism, for example. And one quick comment, you might have had the same thought if you have listened to the episodes this week, is in the commentary after Dr. Milton Mills' quote. It talks about how we have complete power over the foods we eat and don't eat, which is absolutely true, of course. But note that he also says there are many forces pulling us in the wrong direction. And that relates to episode 638, the diet-related disease epidemic, about how the food environment is the largest determinant of dietary choice. So please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.